large as Hudson's Bay. From your beginnings as a company that originated with fur trading, when Canada was simply grass and mountains, to now having a national presence in 7 provinces in Canada, Hudson's Bay has truly grown as long as the rest of Canada as well. And despite the changing retail trends, there are still many customers who are regular Hudson Bay fans and are always shopping there up till today. And now you told us that you want to design a marketing campaign for your winter annual campaign, but we've also seen that there are some issues that we need to address for the long-term strategy of Hudson's Bay as well. And that's what we are here to do today. My name is Vicki, and with my colleagues Annie and Woody, we devise a marketing strategy for your upcoming winter campaign, but also a long-term strategy to truly adapt your company to changing retail trends. Now, our main objective today was to ask, how can Hudson's Bay Company implement an innovative marketing strategy for the upcoming holiday season, but also provide a seamless end-to-end experience for the customers? Now, when looking at issues, we looked at not only short-term issues, but also long-term issues for your company as well. And 3 main ones we found were not adapting to your dynamic retail industry, as well as showrooming, a huge issue for retail, and finally, a lack of personalized customer experience at your stores. Now, our recommendation is seizing for appreciation. We'll tell you exactly who we want to target for this campaign, how we're going to do so, and also look at some long-term initiatives as well to improve the company. Now, with this recommendation, our intention is to increase the pressure cooker customer demographic, and we'll see why. Target from 22% of the Hudson Bay customer population to 35%, but also adapt to that changing retail industry. Before we introduce our exciting recommendation for today, I'd like to highlight some of the challenges that Hudson Bay is going to face moving forward. Now, I'd like to talk about the primary and secondary issues for today. The first one being not adapting to the dynamic retail industry. Now, we've seen there's increased competition from supercenters and e-commerce sites, and we've seen that department stores are falling. As we all know, Sears just closed many years ago, and they closed all their department stores. Despite that, Hudson's Bay is still stands strong, and we want to ensure that Hudson's Bay is still a strong department store in the future. Now, showrooming is a huge problem. As we know, customers try on a lot of clothes in store and purchase online or cheaper. Now, while this is inevitable, and although some consultants may say that they can solve this today, this is something that is inevitable in all retailers. And that's why instead we are going to focus on improving that customer experience and also your in-store layout to ensure that customers purchase when they try. The third issue is the lack of customer engagement. We saw that you had a wide selection of products with no focus, as well as unspecialized sales staff. Our objective is to improve that customer retention and purchase from other departments as well. Now, first we look at the company. Now, your company is huge and there is so much to cover, but I'd like to talk about some of the main strengths and weaknesses that we'll be covering for today. Now, the main strength you have is a strong brand awareness. Everyone knows what Hudson's Bay is. As well, you have a huge existing network in stores and very good locations. And you have 10 million customers in your credit card and rewards programs. Now, our objective is to not only continue attracting the customer target you selected, but to also re-engage those customers who have signed on to your credit cards and your rewards programs and ensure that they come back to Hudson's Bay as well. Now, some weaknesses, we know everyone knows what Hudson's Bay is. Everyone in this room does. But does it excite you? Well, maybe not so much. We also saw that department sales stores were declining as well as people were moving on to online. And as for credit card and program customers, we want to re-engage them, as I said. We want to use your existing strengths more effectively by revising that store layout long-term and also increasing the customer experience, which I'll talk about later for today. Now, we look at your current initiatives. You have salespeople, you have boards, you have credit cards, you have banners and posters that you can use to promote things, you have video campaigns, and you also have that app that we'll be touching on a lot. Now, what are other retailers doing that is so much more innovative? Well, first of all, while some consultants may suggest switching to becoming a more specialized store, we recognize, and also focusing online, we recognize that companies like Amazon are opening up pop-up shops. And that's because despite the fact that we are moving towards an online retail store, people are still shopping offline, and they still like that customer experience. Now, we looked at pop-up shops as a really great recommendation that we'll be talking about later today. We also looked at companies that are integrating innovative digital trends, such as Fashion Nova. It's the 8th most Googled brand in the world, or in America currently, and what they're doing is they're integrating Facebook. By customers logging into Facebook, every time they add something to a cart, there's a checkbox that says, send me a message notification when something goes on sale, or remind me next time about this product. And the customer gets reminded right in their Facebook Messenger inbox. This is a very good way of targeting that exact customer who already expressed interest in your product as well, to get them to purchase online. Now, we also look at your in-store experience, because this is a huge focus of what Hudson's Bay brands, and they basically been selected by alphabetical order. You have brands like Mink Pink and Hugo Boss and all these brands that target very different customers, and you expect one salesperson to be selling them when they're all sold to different target groups. Now, our recommendation today is going to include revamping this program to ensure that the brands that each salesperson is focused on target a specific demographic and ensuring they have a more personalized experience as well. Now, when looking at the target audience, we presented us 6 different target audiences that you'd like to reach. And this is the decision criteria we wanted to consider. First of all, we want someone who would purchase from other departments. Now, one of your long-term goals is to ensure that a customer will enter that department store, but also look at your homeware departments, your men's clothing, kids department. We have so many different departments, and we want to ensure your customer does that. Another criteria is to have it come to purchase at mid to higher prices, and that's why we dismissed your last 2 customer profiles, as they have lower income, and we want to ensure that our customers have the ability to continuously shop at Hudson's Bay. We also want someone who has a connection with the brand, someone who's grown up with the brand, and who will have customer loyalty going forward. And that's why we devised Stacy. This is the pressure cooker demographic that you selected. She's the mom, and she's the main household purchaser for the house. That's why she would go to a department store, as she doesn't have a lot of time, but she needs that one-stop shop where she can purchase other goods for her family as well, such as hardware, kids' clothing, men's clothing as well. She grew up with Hudson's Bay, she knows what it is, and she recognizes that authenticity, and that's what will bring her back every time. And that's why we've selected her as a primary demographic. Now, we also looked at different touch points. While this is also someone who offline regularly, when she has the time, will walk into the store with her child, she also has mobile touch points, and we really want to integrate digital marketing strategy today. Some touch points we saw were not only do moms wake up early, whether they're attending yoga classes or they're doing different classes, it's at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. buffer zone when the kids are not awake. There's another buffer zone, which is the children drop off and pickup times. These are the times when moms are on their phones scrolling around because they're waiting for their children, they're waiting for an appointment or a so forth. And these are some times that we can really set targeted advertising. Now, we looked at the customer journey of Stacy. How is she currently purchasing Hudson's Bay, knowing about it, and what is something we can do or work on? Well, right now, she walks into Hudson's Bay, she's approached by a salesperson, but right now this salesperson isn't very specialized, and also there are so many different products in the store. It's really hard to know exactly what to buy. And that's why our long-term strategy is to improve that in-store experience and consider the store layout as well. Now, I'd like to bring it back to that objective question for today. How can Hudson's Bay integrate an innovative marketing strategy for the upcoming holiday season, but also provide a seamless end-to-end experience for your customers? Now, through our analysis, we devised a marketing strategy that will do both of these things, and Annie will walk you through this today.
You have heard all the facts and findings that Vicky's introduced in her analysis. I'm sure you're really excited to hear what our recommendation is for you today. Well, before we begin to show you what we decided to do for our marketing tactics, before you check out our recommendation, let's first talk about how you should properly target moms. We identified 3 different ways, being experiential marketing, organic content, as well as digital marketing. Other consultants may tell you that organic content, such as contests, show proposals, will be the way to go because a lot of people are really into the online marketing scene. However, we are here to tell you that we really want you, and you should be driving more awareness to your in-stores instead of driving awareness to your online website. The reason being that by driving people to your stores, you'll be able to purchase and see the product in person and buy at the end of the day, and then promote your customer lifetime value. Therefore, we want to promote and let you know that the best tactic to go for is both experiential marketing as well as digital marketing. And now to introduce to you our recommendation of the day being Season for Appreciation. As Vicky has mentioned earlier, we want to target the moms by using our experiential and digital marketing tactics to drive sales across all HBC channels, as well as to create an exciting in-store experience. So what does the strategy really entail? Well, there's 2 parts to the strategy, being our pop-up stores, which we talk about in experience marketing, as well as different marketing channels online, such as email marketing, a mobile app, and more, which we'll be talking about later on. These 2 solutions will help you solve your 3 current challenges, being your dynamic retail industry, your showrooming problem, as well as your lack of customer engagement. So let's begin to check out the recommendation. But before we begin to check our recommendation, we want to really quickly introduce you to our key message which will be using towards all our recommendations for the whole day being our online and offline, which is our moms deserve a break to spur this holiday season. We really want to show your appreciation for all the mothers that have been working so hard for the family by letting them know that, hey, this is a time for you to spend and this is a time for you to really experience and really think about yourself today. So let's begin. For our pop-up shops, you really want to focus on the holiday things. So we'll be utilizing a lot of Christmas trees as well as gift boxes. The Christmas tree will include perfume samples on top, and the gift box will include either clothing, homework, and more. So you really want to display a various line of products because mothers don't just shop for clothing, but they might also want to shop for the kids at the end of the day. So we want to give them a lot of different options for them to choose from. But what's most important is because you want to appreciate the mothers, we include a complimentary holiday gift. If the mothers spend at least $150 or more, they will receive a complimentary sample of perfume, makeup, and more to your discretion. Moving further towards the customer experience that Vicky has talked about today. You mentioned a lot about showroom being a prominent, but we want to make sure our sales are more focused on the brands itself. So as opposed to doing more alphabetical order, they sell pretty much like from clothing to makeup to homework. We wanted to focus on specific brands that are more relatable to each other. Also, Vicky mentioned about your website. That is also what we want to change for our customer experience. Here on your website, you have a bunch of different types of products being, let's say, the different bag styles and more. However, we really want to focus on one specific customer target and just have using the customer's traits as a way to perform the website. So for example, we want to say for the working moms, and that can have its own private section. This kind of tactic is actually currently done by both H&M and Zara, so we know this is a really successful strategy that we want to implement for you as well. By doing these two options, you can not only get more interest in your products, but you can also increase your customer lingering time within the stores because the pop-up show to help them see the different products. Moving on to your digital marketing aspects. We want to focus on both emailing, mobile apps, retargeting, and video campaigns. For emailing, you currently have 10,000 customers in your credit card aspects, and we want to let them know about the loyalty program. You have green lights, yellow lights, and red lights. We want to focus on the yellow lights with customers. So people who are shopping at Hudson Bay Company, but who are not in the loyalty program yet. We want to inform them about the loyalty program and promote also our upcoming holiday shops. Moving forward to our mobile app, this is where your customer loyalty program is around. So for these yellow lights, we wanted to log in using their Facebook. The reason being is because we can get more information about them, but also make sure it's within the data protection privacy law that's here in place. We also want to utilize the mobile app to feature the geotagging aspects. So when your customers are within the mall distance, we want to have them get a notification saying that, hey, this outfit that's within what you purchased previously is back on sale, or maybe another aspect being that, hey, we know that you saw this last time, and we want to let you know that we currently have this in stock. Do you want to check out the Hudson Bay Company that you're currently a few minutes away from? Moving forward, we know that because we're targeting moms, the prime time to send them a notification is between 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock. This is when they drop their kids off and pick their kids up from school. This is based on industry research. We know that this is a prime time that the moms will look at their phones before and after. Moving forward to retargeting. We always want to drive our customers back to our websites. Therefore, once they look at our websites once, we always want them to make sure that they can get up to 2 weeks of retargeting. So on their Facebook, any social media ads, YouTube, etc., they always get back to our website. Lastly, for our video campaign, we mentioned a lot about appreciating a moms. Therefore, our campaign is really focused on doing so. So the way that the campaign would be working towards would be maybe having more of a holiday thing to having your children or your husband. We'll be asking them, for example, like, what are you thinking about this holiday season? And the kid can then say, I'm really interested in getting my mom a gift because I'm really thankful for what she has done for me for the past 8 years. Things like that would be really great way for us to really touch the view of not only our mothers, but also just the generation in general. Therefore, we want to utilize this video campaign to then have it promote in our online Facebook channels, which we'll go in more detail later. So the main purpose of these 4 different channels is to utilize more increase in our mobile apps as well as to drive more moms to our pop-up shops. about the strategy, I know you're probably wondering how you can successfully implement this strategy. My colleague Woody will show you the step-by-step way of how you can successfully implement this and start shaping tomorrow.
Thank you, Annie. So the big question now is how? How can you successfully implement this strategy? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have devised a 2-year plan and 3 key steps that you need to start doing starting tomorrow. Just like you would buy something online, you would first want to browse the selection. This means you want to retarget your advertisements to those consumers that currently use your mobile application and capture that lifetime customer value. The next step is, of course, the add to cart. You want to train your additional staff for these pop-up shops for this upcoming holiday season. And the third step and last step is to check out. You want this additional staff training to go forwards into your 3rd and 4th years, and as well, that omni-channel focus, to have them come into your pop-up shops and experience the full experience that you've been creating. Now let's begin. To browse the selection, you have to first make sure that you make a company-wide announcement. Upper management buy-in is important, and as a project champion, we've selected a VP of Marketing, Alexandra Chan. She will be responsible for pitching this product to upper management and making sure that everyone buys in. This has to be done by the 1st quarter. The next step is, of course, to create the boosted content posts. These will be on your online marketing channels as well as your mobile application. We'll have to make sure that your mobile application starts immediately between the first and 2nd quarter. And moving on to posting the job postings for the upcoming holiday season, you have to make sure that you hire the right applicants and make sure that you train them. We've allocated roughly $500,000, and this is the main portion of your mobile app development costs, as well as hiring and training at $700,000. The key milestone is to finish your mobile application by the 3rd quarter. Now, for the second step of the implementation plan, the adding to cart, you'll make sure that you roll out your mobile application update as soon as possible when you can to your consumers. This is important because your consumers will be getting these geo notifications about when they are close to your stores and when these promotions are coming up. You want them to experience the store and experience the whole pop-up shop, and this is the main part of this implementation phase. Additional staff training is allotted to this because we understand that your staff are responsible for the training and ensuring that your brand is aligned with your strategy. The very last step for this is the retargeted advertisements. Once they visit your website, or even when they enter your store, we want to make sure we retarget these ads. Key milestone is additional downloads of 150,000 consumers by the end of the first 2 weeks when the app is launched. The last step, of course, is the checkout. We want to make sure we track and monitor sales and see how we're doing and moving on to our 3rd and 4th year. By the end of the 2nd year, we want to make sure that we spend enough money for video production for our video campaign in the 3rd and 4th year. For our 4-year plan, we want to make sure we also redesign our website. Looking at our website, we want to make sure it's more user-friendly and maybe looking at ways that we can include more video campaigns in the future. Having a redesign of our mobile application so it's more friendly will make sure that we can include more users than we have before. To respect the time that we have allotted, I want to make sure that we assess one of the key risks that we've allotted, which is, of course, what if consumers feel that they are uncomfortable with sharing their data locations? We want to make sure we mitigate this risk by making sure that consumers can opt in and opt out during the sign-in of this mobile application. They're receiving updates by the mobile application, and we want to make sure that they do so. We anticipate to spend roughly $7 million for the whole entire strategy, and a target benchmark that we want to make is a 30% ROI. I know we've talked about many ideas today, and it's important that we summarize. Let me pass it off to Vicky.
Now, the key issues we solved were not adapting to the dynamic retail industry, showrooming, but also a lack of customer engagement. And we've solved that problem using experiential marketing, the pop-up shops, the in-store interaction, as well as digital marketing by utilizing innovative digital initiatives. Now, through this, through our Season for Appreciation solution, we are going to ensure to increase that pressure cooker, that non-demographic, to 35%, and also adapt to the changing retail industry today. Thank you.
I have a question for you. So instead of a 4-year plan, we're looking for a 6-month plan. And instead of a $7 million budget, we're looking at a $5 million budget. What can you cut to expedite the timeline and make it come in on budget?
So So we want to make sure that a 2-year plan is implemented with this $7 million budget. For the 6-month plan, we could expedite this by making sure that the pop-up shops are created just in time and additional hiring of staff is maintained. The additional development costs for the mobile application can be pushed later on for these geotagging applications.
Okay. And how is the pop-up shop in the store going to encourage moms to shop other departments?
So pop-up shop, we utilize a lot of different collaboration with different departments, including pop-up shop. So the mom will see a different product and then be enticed to go to the other departments to shop at.
So it's another category pop-up shop?
It's an all-inclusive. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the definition of what is Q1 year one? Is it January 2019, or is it, July? Is July 1? What are you guys assuming is Q1 year one?
Now, you've outlined in the case November 2018, and we weren't sure whether that was 2018 or 2019, which is why we did not specify the exact years, as that would maybe have been a typo on your.
Well, it's just for Christmas. I'm just trying to figure out, are we going to be able to implement in time for Christmas? How long is it going to take you to ramp up? And what are the costs and timelines in terms of being able to make sure that we can meet this year's Christmas season and be successful?
So we know Christmas items start rolling out right after Christmas. It's quite early, and that's why we set Q3. So Q3 is September, December. That's when we would want to start implementing the initiatives that we plan.
I want to create a really strong omni-channel experience where if people are experiencing our company in the store, at a pop-up, or online, they're getting the same experience. I feel like we're going to have a really elevated product knowledge in stores. How's that product knowledge going to be strong online?
Great, so having that product knowledge in store is a key component. So we're having our sales associates being trained to have those consumers download our applications to get more product knowledge of our products. So having that online as well as offline is a key aspect of this strategy.
Yeah, I just want to clarify some other questions before the timeline. Right now, it's the beginning of Q3 2018. So will this be ready to go within the next 2 quarters from today's date as of the year?
This will be.
And when do you see your implementation date? What is the day you guys want to go live with this?
To expedite the process as soon as possible, we want to make sure that we set up that management meeting as soon as possible.
No, but what's the implementation date?
Like the go live campaign?
What's our go live date?
If you were to expedite the process, it would be within the first few weeks to go live date
First few weeks of what?
of the campaign.
When's the campaign start?
So the campaign will start right after Halloween. That's when the Christmas days are over.
That's what I want to
Yeah,
hear.
so November.
Can you tell me why we didn't target the fast trackers and we chose the pressure cookers?
That's a great question. Now, I know one of your largest goals was to have someone that shops at multiple stores. We saw with the fast trackers, although they do have that income, they are less inclined to go shop at Homeware and shop at Men's and shop at Children when they have other stores that they can choose from. We know Hudson's Bay, one of your main advantages being that department store, and that's why we selected pressure cookers.
Do you think that getting moms in the store will help the sales of all the men's topic, men's products, and other products in the stores at all? How will that happen?
So moms are one of the main household purchases, and they also have a significant influence on buying. In fact, a lot of men are less inclined to purchase things and only purchase when necessary. Moms have a huge influence. If they see a huge sale in the men's section, or they see something very, very appealing, they'll certainly tell their husband